Welcome to a brand new episode of Girl, Geek, and the Gay, the show where Jose shits on everything we believe in.
Oh my god. Yeah. Mercury retrograde is ending today, by the way, thankfully. That reminded me of things, that you shit on.
My point exactly. That voice you hear is the beautiful Jaime.
Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm good. I've had a nice relaxing morning. We had tamales for breakfast.
Ooh.
Do you like fried tamales?
I don't think I've ever tried them.
Really? Like Mexican tamales fried?
No.
Wow. You should try them. I personally like a little bit of crunch to the tamales because you fry them, right? Not everybody fries them, I guess. So you just, oil pan, fry the tamales, right?
The way you fry things?
And it has a nice little crunch, and I like it more than I like, I guess, regular Mexican tamales. But Mexican tamales are good too. It just adds so much more texture for me, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. And we even make eggs and have them like eggs and tamales, Is that a thing?
I mean,
Let me
I put anything with my tamales. So
Oh, okay.
I don't have a problem with
Anything with your tamales?
that.
Like what?
Tamales and rice, tamales and beans, tamales and just the tamales are part of a bigger meal.
And
And that's why I look like this.
No, stop. Do you eat with crema? Like tamales con crema? Like, is that a thing you guys do? Is that a thing you do, I guess?
No.
No? Okay.
No,
I was
don't
curious
think I've tried
because
it.
some people
I mean,
do.
I'm not against it, but
Yeah. That sounds good, actually. Now I want especially that like Mexican table cream that they
Yes.
have, the cacique one.
Uh-huh. I love that one.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
me
you like
too.
queso fresco too?
I love queso fresco.
Oh my god, I like you more now. Kinda.
Oh my. You know what? It's a start.
It's a start.
It's going somewhere.
You're moving back in the right direction because man, no, I'm just
Just been
joking.
sliding.
Just kidding.
I do that sometimes.
I heart you. You know that.
I could tell. Don't hurt me so much.
Stop.
What have you been up to?
It's been a lot of work stuff. I told you some of it already, and but thankfully work is neutral right now. I can't say
Okay.
it's good. It's neutral. So it's just been mostly work stuff. Splatoon 3 came out, so I was playing Splatoon 3 quite a bit. I still played Dead by Daylight quite a bit. Cult of the Lamb. I beat 3 bosses on it of 5, so I'm still trying to get back into it. Not that I'm off of it, but I'm enjoying Splatoon 3 quite a bit, which is weird. It's weird because it's exactly like Splatoon 2. That's what's weird about it,
A lot of those shooter games are.
Yeah.
They're very similar. The differences are weapons and sometimes controls are slightly tweaked.
Yeah. They've added some like little features, but I do think again it's Splatoon 2 to me. Like it's the same game. And even down to the weapon that I use, it's still like pretty much the same weapon. I think it's called the Splash-O-Matic or something like that. Some shit like that. But it has this cool little thing now that it's like you jump on a little dolphin, what do you call it? The inflatable dolphin thing. And so it creates like a path for you. This is it's like the ultimate special, like your special that you get. So you jump on a little inflatable dolphin and it creates like this stream to a certain point. You can stop it before and it explodes into ink and it like inks everybody around or whatever the area, and it does damage. So I like that new like special. I've never seen it before. It's a lot of fun too. So I've been doing really good. I'm already in S rank.
Wow. Wait, what does that mean? Because I just wow. Well, yeah, it just sounds impressive.
Well, you start at I think you start at D, and then you go to D. It's the best place. D plus C. Wait. C minus, C plus. So you go through the different alpha. It's like a grading system, right? Until you get to S rank, and then after S rank, you're in X rank. I was in X rank in Splatoon 2, so I'm getting pretty close already. And it's only been probably 3 or 4 weeks that I've been playing the game. So I sit there and I look and sometimes the plays that I make, I'm like, man, I'm really good at this game. It's just me being.
And you play online too with the other people.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's mostly online. The main part of the game is online. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. I love the game. The one complaint that I have is that I feel like it's not as colorful, which is weird because it's colorful, but I feel like the colors that they chose this time are very I don't know, kind of like darker colors of bright. I'm happy that was kind of low.
Why are you gay?
They like for example, if you look at the TV, which we left on,
they're a little more muted, right?
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, muted, maybe darker. I don't know how to describe it aside from like you see that orange on the frame, the picture frame up there. It's like that orange with a purple. You know, they're like the similar color, and it's kind of like the combination of the two is very dead to me. It's not like a very vivid color combination, but it's me being gay.
A little bit, yeah.
A lot of it. Anyway, what have you been up to, Jose?
I have been watching a lot of TV.
Nice,
of course. I've been trying to walk a little more.
Oh, good. Yes,
I've seen because you tell me that it's good for me.
It is good for you,
and it almost got me killed. So thank you very much for that.
That's gonna happen. Yeah.
Okay, so look, this is what happened.
Okay.
I am walking, right?
Okay. No.
Just
you're walking.
I'm walking.
What?
You know, one leg in front of the other.
Okay.
You know, just striding along.
Okay. You sure you were doing it right?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Like I was moving forward.
Okay.
There was forward momentum.
You weren't crab walking.
No.
Right? Okay. Gotcha.
There was this forward momentum. Okay. Right, one foot in front of the other.
Gotcha.
And I look across the street, and there is a man at a bus stop. Right.
Okay.
And he's a pretty well dressed man.
Okay.
Right. He has like Beats headphones on.
Okay.
This man locks eyes with me and runs across a busy intersection.
What the fuck?
Like he almost gets hit by multiple cars running across this intersection. He gets to me. He kind of like lunges at me. I take a step to the side, and he just keeps walking and turns around and just starts yelling at me.
What the fuck?
I don't understand what he's saying.
Oh.
So I just stare at him for a little bit, and then he turns around and just walks off.
Oh, okay. It was a crazy person.
Apparently.
Whoa.
Very nice dressed crazy person.
Whoa. That's crazy. You shouldn't walk.
Wait,
what time was this?
Exactly.
What time was this?
It was not late. It was like 10 a.m.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it was actually closer to noon.
And he had Beats headphones on too? Was he on drugs?
Possibly.
Whoa.
I didn't ask.
What language was he speaking?
I don't know.
Oh.
He was yelling. Well, okay. Look. Also, I didn't turn down my music.
To try.
So I just glared at him.
Gotcha.
Like that's all I did. I was like,
Gotcha.
I don't care what you have to say. Like you just lunged at me.
Yeah.
Like cool.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta sit here looking intimidating, and I can't look intimidated when I'm like, hold on, let me lower my music.
Hold on, you tell them what track you're listening to.
What did you say? Because it looks like you were singing at me, bro.
All I heard was the music the whole time. That's funny. No, I'm sorry to hear that. That's crazy. I've been almost run over, if that helps.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
It's especially like here, like for some reason people just don't want to notice pedestrians walking. It's dark also. I understand it's dark, but I don't wear dark colors when I'm going walking like in the neighborhood. I try to wear like bright colors, you know, like a bright hoodie or something like that, right? Which is for me is gray, is what I mean. But like a bright gray, like you know, a pretty bright gray is what I wear. And yeah, we've always been run over a few times by people. They're just not noticing pedestrians, you know, like it's.
No, they're on their phone.
Well, no, they weren't. No, they were older people too. Yeah. This is kind of like that type of neighborhood. Yeah.
Well, and I've also just been I played this game called A Plague Tale: Innocence.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
I think I've heard of it. It sounded familiar.
It's a really cool game. So the new one is coming out, A Plague Tale Requiem.
Okay.
Requiem.
Hold on, I can't say it anymore because you said it so many different. Requiem. It's not coming out. Yeah. It's not gonna happen.
So I saw the trailer to that, and it looked like such a cool game. So I was like, okay, I want to play it, and it's gonna be on Game Pass on day one, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna prepare, and I'm gonna play Plague Tale: Innocence. Really cool game. Mm-hmm. It's I didn't want to play it originally because it looks like the entire game is an escort mission.
Okay.
Because you're with your little brother, right?
Oh, okay.
And but the way the game plays is actually really fun, and there's a giant stealth element to it. Mm-hmm. But there's these bunch of carnivorous rats, basically, and the only way to keep them at bay is with fire. So you have to figure out how to get from place to place, you know, with limited resources, and try to get to light areas.
Oh, okay.
Before these rats get you.
Yeah.
And it definitely creates tension.
Yeah.
But of course, before I finished it, they took it off Game Pass, and I was like, do I want to buy it?
Oh.
You know?
Wait, so you can't keep playing it.
No, apparently, once if they take it off Game Pass, then you don't have access to it anymore. So I was like, I should have started earlier.
Well, yeah, that's kind of whack though.
Yeah, but Atlanta is on the final season.
Oh, cool.
Season 3 was a little lackluster.
Okay.
Like the episodes were great, but none of it connected to anything.
Yeah, I think you said that.
Yeah, it was weird because I think out of I don't even know how many episodes there were. Like let's say 10 episodes.
Yeah,
maybe 3 involved the entire cast, like the cast of the show.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
This one they're back in Atlanta, and it's like this show just, and I've been trying to figure out how to talk about this show.
Yeah,
because it just feels like it's set in a different dimension,
a
different universe.
Yeah,
but no one ever acknowledges it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's these things that just seem so strange, but nobody ever really mentions it. Like it's just so normal.
Yeah,
like in season 1, there's an invisible car, and
people are just whatever about it.
Like. So it's kind of like a throwaway joke,
okay?
Because they're in a club and like they're talking about how there is this one really famous rapper in that club, and he's like, oh man, he's got an invisible car. So they start showing like his Instagram pictures of him kind of like leaning on his invisible car, right?
Oh, no.
So that's funny enough.
Yeah.
Later in the episode, though, there's gunshots outside of the club. And in the background, you see people on the street all of a sudden just get run over by what seems to be an invisible car.
Oh, no.
but it's just never addressed, right? It's never like, oh, that's so weird. Like, nobody ever really acknowledges it.
Yeah.
And in these episodes, we've had some episodes where it seems like they walk into like a loop or like some kind of broken dimension.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, oh, it's so weird, but why are you not addressing it? Why are you like so nonchalant about this?
Yeah.
Like I don't but it's a great show.
Like it's just normal for them. So they don't see it any other way.
It is a fantastic show.
Sounds good.
And this season just seems like it really got back on track.
What is it on? Hulu?
It is on Hulu,
Okay.
It's an FX show.
Okay. Cool.
House of Dragon. Been watching that.
And it's been really good this whole time.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. This last episode, so they finally aged up the character, and I liked the girl that played the younger version.
Okay.
But so in this one, like they replaced her already.
Okay.
So everybody just got aged up.
Yeah.
Like there was a time jump, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. You give me all these episodes with this. So I think she's playing like a 14, 15-year-old girl.
Okay.
She's like 25 though, or 26.
Oh, okay.
But she's playing this 14-year-old girl, and now we get an older version, which is like, I had already gotten used to this character playing her. Like,
is it like every episodes that they're aging up, or is it like every few episodes they're aging her up?
No, just they've only aged her up once.
Oh, okay. Well, how many episodes have there been total?
I think 5 or 6.
Oh, okay.
5.
Okay, so in the last episode.
Yeah, she was already older.
Oh, okay.
So
got it.
I mean, cool.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So let's talk about today's show, shall we?
Yeah, definitely.
So an interesting body has been found in Poland.
An interesting body has been found in Poland.
Yes.
Okay.
China is really on the cutting edge of technology. Whittaker's final episode gets its name.
Oh, okay.
Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, I know.
You look confused. You're like, what's Forrest doing?
What's Jodie Forrester? Jodie Forrester? No,
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest. Oh, no, I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's all right. You're adorable.
Shut the fuck up.
No one pays attention.
You'll die. Wow.
Because we're all just enthralled by your beauty.
Fuck you. I'm smart.
Yes, you are. My God, you're so smart.
You're such a bitch. Anyway, next story.
Warner Brothers just keeps making news for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Sony is making news for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Marvel loses a director.
Okay.
And so Marvel loses a director and a series. But gains a new movie.
Oh, yeah.
And we finally have a solid casting confirmation in Marvel.
Ooh, crazy.
Also,
go ahead. Sorry. Pokemon. Yes, Pokemon.
Okay, Pokemon.
No, I was going to say before we jump into like the rest of the show too. I started watching that Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix series. It's crazy. It's especially that first episode, super tense. Like really tense scenes, movies. Like everything that happened in that first episode was super tense. I've seen like 3 episodes so far. The third one it was okay. It was a bit like slower paced, but the first 2 were like great, crazy. Some shit here and there that people talk about, like the show. Like people are like, well, why are we idolizing this murderer? But I'm like, it's not that we're idolizing a murderer. It's just that it's a show about the murders. There's been a bunch of other murderer shows too. How come Jeffrey Dahmer is any different now at this point?
I've never been a fan of true crime. I'm just not. It's funny because every woman I know loves true crime.
Okay.
Like all of them. They all love true crime.
Okay.
For me, it makes me feel icky.
It's too real.
Yeah. And I've come to realize that this is a big reason why I like superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's always someone helping these people.
Okay.
And sometimes just seeing how gruesome how gruesome humanity can be towards each other.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel helpless.
And that is something that's sad too, right? Like the reality sometimes is way more creepier than fiction. Like things that we get in just regular like fake movies, right? Like nothing related to real life. What?
I heard fake movies.
No, movies in movies,
not as
fake stuff. Anyway, but no, it's a pretty tense show. We got into it. Like I said, we've seen 3 episodes.
And then you watch the show?
Stop it. And it's a pretty tense show. That's mostly what I watched and played video games. So, yeah.
I went back and started watching Ted Lasso again. After our conversation. It's such a good show.
You love that show. I know you do.
Really like that show.
That's great.
And it's also going to make an appearance later in this episode.
Yay.
It seems in the 17th century of Poland, Poland was believed to be in the midst of a vampire epidemic. Yeah, vampires. Sometimes corpses were burned and had their skulls crushed and their heads and limbs removed from the body because they wanted to make sure that it wasn't coming back.
Okay.
There was a more interesting way of burying these bodies, though.
Okay.
And they found one of these bodies, which was the foot was padlocked, right? And a scythe was placed across the neck. So if the body came back, they would decapitate themselves, basically.
Wow. Why not just decapitate them then?
Because they wanted them to do it themselves.
Okay, I guess.
So they found one of these bodies with the scythe right across their neck. I mean, of course, it's not a real vampire.
Yeah.
But it does take it back to things like the Salem witch trials, especially because this body was a woman.
Yeah. And like there was a disease around that time that would present itself like it would make people think that they were vampires because they're like pale and shit like that, and they couldn't bear to be in sunlight and stuff like that. Like there was some disease that I don't remember what it was that would cause people was the cause of the idea that vampires were a thing. Yeah, that was English.
Those are all words.
Yeah, those are all words. They make sense.
Whether they're in the right order or not, that's a difference.
I'm a little drunk. I'm not.
Yeah. The body also had a silk headdress, which was evidence that this was actually even a higher social status woman.
Oh, too. And she became a vampire, and they wanted her to sacrifice herself instead of just doing it.
Yeah. They just killed it. I mean, that's how the world works.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how many people would be like now? Especially after the story I told you earlier about my witchcraft.
This is why we don't talk outside of the show, because nobody knows what you're talking
about. Nobody will ever know, Jose. That's the point. Anyway, no, it's funny.
Yeah,
it's an inside joke. Sorry you won't get it, audience. Maybe someday I'll tell you the story when things are all solidified.
Okay. China has discovered...
China?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Have discovered stunning crystals on the moon. No, Jaime, not energy crystals.
Well, they're not like gems.
I mean,
yes. Is how Sailor Moon comes to be?
They're kind of energy crystals.
Wait, so you're telling me we're going to get a Sailor Moon?
Yes.
Oh wait, that's right. Never mind. Go ahead.
No. Share with the class.
Nothing. I'm just I'm just being optimistic. I want superheroes, is what I'm saying. So I'm looking forward to Sailor Moon, Moon Crystals, Moon Prism Power, makeup.
Of course. The Chinese have become the third country to find a new mineral on the moon. And analyzing the soil, they found the rare helium-3.
Ooh.
I'm gonna butcher this because I can't. I'm not good at languages.
Science?
Yeah.
Okay.
China's Chang'e 5 mission landed on the moon in 2020.
Wow.
And they loaded up with about 4 pounds of rocks and brought them back to Earth. The crystals were made of a novel mineral called Chang'e Y, named after the Chinese moon goddess Chang'e, which also inspired the lunar missions.
Ah.
They contain the helium-3, which has the potential to help with nuclear fusion. So the way nuclear fusion works, I know we've talked about it, but I don't think we've ever kind of mentioned how it works. But it aims to harness the energy released by atoms that merge under tremendous pressures, such as those usually found in the interior of stars, which is how the sun comes out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you know that helium is like limited in
Yes.
the supply? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
To think about. And then somebody was like, "Why do you think that we use it in balloons then? Like, what is the purpose of that? If we need
Party
it,
tricks.
I know, but if we need it for other stuff, like important stuff,
Yeah.
like nuclear control." But isn't it like to manage nuclear power so that it doesn't get off? I don't know.
Well, helium-3 at least produces less radioactive byproducts and nuclear waste compared to other atoms.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Then.
And it's scarce on Earth, but it's very abundant on the moon.
Yeah. Oh,
So are we signing up to mine the moon?
is that what we're gonna do? We're just gonna bring it in backpacks and balloons.
Ooh, balloons. Got to bring balloons to the moon. Well,
There we go.
That's like bringing sand to the beach, though.
You're right, though. Wait, what? No, the
Because
balloons
there's
won't work.
plenty of helium on.
But we needed to come back here.
Are we gonna fly the balloons out here?
The helium, yeah, right?
Oh, you're saying take the balloons to fill the balloons with the
Yes.
helium?
What did you think? I was saying.
I don't know, like party, moon party.
Okay. No, we just bring the balloons from the moon down to Earth, filled with helium.
Oh, all right. I'm
Party.
on for that.
Okay, fine. Party.
China is also testing a magnet-powered floating car that goes up to 143 miles per hour.
On the moon?
No.
Oh. You were just adding that part?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But we're talking about the moon crystals.
I mean, it's done.
Oh, okay, cool. So there's a magnet car in China that they're testing out.
Yes, it's not getting up too high yet because it's on a magnet powered conductor rail.
Okay.
And it's only getting about 2 inches high. But,
That's enough, right?
Yeah, it makes a difference. I hear. I've been told.
That sounds like something from Black Panther when they use the vibranium for the
trains.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
I didn't think of that. Well, they also like Japan has the magnetic subways, don't they? Or not subways, like
the bullet train is like magnetic. Train. Oh, don't they do that at Disneyland too?
Sure.
With the
monorail?
the Incredicoaster, or the California Screaming that it used to be called. Yeah, it was like on magnets, no? Okay.
Adolfo is shrugging.
Okay.
Chinese researchers at Southwest Jiaotong University of Chengdu, Sichuan Province, performed road tests last week for modified passenger cars that use magnets to float. They had 35 millimeters above a conductor rail.
That's cool. That's interesting. Yeah.
8 cars were tested, and one of them reached speeds of 143 miles per hour.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's crazy.
Like, we're just getting closer and closer to the Jetsons.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, George Jetson was born a few months ago, canonically.
Oh, wow.
So we're getting there.
Crazy.
The Jetsons predicted the future.
Yes.
That's what we're saying.
Yes.
Can you tell us what killed the dinosaurs?
Okay. So a meteor is a theory or a hypothesis? Hypothesis, right?
You know the difference, right? Like in scientific terms?
Hold on. I feel like I do, and then it just blanked out on me right now. Because a hypothesis is just a thought, right? And a theory, it's the same thing in my head now, all of a sudden. What's the difference, Jose?
The difference is that a theory... So nothing in science is 100%,
okay.
right? There's always that margin for error.
Yeah.
a theory is something that is largely accepted to be true.
Okay.
So the theory of gravity, the Big Bang theory, theory of relativity.
Yeah.
All of these things are largely accepted to be true because
Okay.
you can largely prove it. A hypothesis is more of a,
Like the
I
initial
think if I
idea?
do this,
Oh, okay.
then this happens. So yeah, the
So
idea.
eventually a hypothesis can become a theory.
Exactly.
Got it.
It's the first step in the scientific process, if I remember correctly.
Got it. Wow.
I hated science class.
I
Actually.
love science class.
Hated science class.
Wow.
Like I hated science class.
Wow.
And now I'm like all in on science except math. Fuck math.
Math is crazy. You know, I feel like if I get into math now, I'd be really great at it. But because like, I don't know, because I have the desire to do it as opposed to like in high school, you don't want to fucking learn math.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean, I could add and subtract. Don't really need anything else. Multiply sometimes, and I have a phone to divide.
Journalism was something I used to hate, but I think it made me very like outspoken. I was a journalist. I was the editor-in-chief of my high school newspaper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cool. I got to really learn like how to communicate with people. I feel a bit better. Maybe I'm being arrogant by saying that. I don't mean it that way.
No. Please flex.
I just have really good communication skills.
That's appreciated.
Thank you.
I took journalism in 9th grade, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember telling my high school my journalism teacher, like the first time that I went into the class, I was like, is there a way to pass this class without writing? She's like, it's journalism. I'm like, fuck.
When you mentioned that,
Yeah.
every year in school, I started off by asking my teachers, is there a way to pass this class without doing any homework?
Oh my God.
The answer was always like, if you pass all of the exams and get all the classwork, the best you could do is a C.
C.
So I was a C student.
People fuck up by telling people that. They really do. I mean, because yeah, like if somebody tells you, one of my math teachers told me that, and then they expect you to do homework.
Oh, I never did homework.
And that was the thing, right? Like, how do you tell me that I don't have to do homework to pass this class? And then, I could get a C just by passing the class, right? If I do all the tests right, I'm not going to do homework. The fuck? Yeah, I don't want to do homework.
Didn't bother doing homework.
That's good.
If you can't teach me everything you need to teach me in class, that's your fault.
Yeah.
So new studies suggest that what really killed the dinosaurs wasn't just the impact of the asteroid. Of course, it definitely exacerbated the situation, but instead it was volcanic eruptions known as flood basalt eruptions.
Like on the opposite side, like for example, where the impact happened and it came up.
Yeah, so the impact happened in the Chicxulub crater. Chicxulub.
Okay.
Yeah. There's very little evidence of similar impacts events that coincided with mass extinctions, despite decades of explorations. So that's really what kind of everybody just goes, oh, that's what did it. But there's a new study that's published in the National Academy of Science claims that volcanic activity was key to the driving of multiple mass extinctions.
Wow, crazy.
I know, and now that they talk about these super volcanoes, like the one in Yosemite.
Yeah.
And
so close.
Yeah, because if that one goes off, it basically wipes out the entire West Coast.
Whoa.
It's
crazy.
It's crazy to think about. But it seems that researchers found that 4 out of 5 mass extinctions happen at the exact same time as these flood basalt eruptions that flooded vast areas and even an entire continent with lava in a million years.
Whoa.
They left giant fingerprints of evidence, like igneous rock, which is solidified from erupted lava.
Crazy. So it's just a combination of a bunch of different things.
There was a series of eruptions about 252 million years ago in what is modern-day Siberia, releasing these gigantic pulses of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and nearly choking off all of life.
Whoa.
That's one way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
I usually have to use a belt.
What? Stop. Some people go like that too. Come on.
I was making a masturbation joke, but
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it also seems that the Deccan Plateau found in the Indian subcontinent came about with an eruption around the time of the great dinosaur die-off.
Wow.
So we at least know there was a flood basalt eruption that was about 16 million years ago in the Pacific Northwest.
Crazy.
Yeah, but super volcanoes scare me.
Yeah.
Because there's
nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do. Like, what are you going to do? Hold your breath?
Yeah. Oh my God. You're just going to melt. That's crazy. There used to be, and then growing up in like, well, I would say like the late '90s, probably there's a bunch of those disaster movies that were coming out. So Dante's Peak. There was like one
Deep
probably
Impact,
called, or like Volcano.
Armageddon.
I'm pretty sure there was like
Volcano.
like the specific, like it was always specific. Like a few of them came out around a specific natural disaster, quote unquote, right? And so so Dante's Peak was crazy because everybody was melting and. Was it? Yeah, like there was a volcano that was erupting, and then not only that, but then so after the volcanoes, like they erupt, they shoot shit out into the air, and so people were getting hit like by like little rocks and shit like that was killing in those movies. I'm saying like it created that trauma, like that all these like natural disasters are just gonna take everybody out. So yeah,
and I mean. At some point, it's just Earth fighting back, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Humans get a fever.
Yeah.
The Earth gets a volcanic eruption.
It's trying to heal.
That seems right.
Wow, science.
Megan and I kind of touched on this last time about Cobra Kai.
Okay.
And how Cobra Kai is just such a fun show.
Okay.
It really is. It's a fun show for what it is. Like, you got to take it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like, speaking of that, though, She-Hulk.
Yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying it more now that I've just accepted it for what it is.
Okay, I got you.
Which is just a comedy, you know, that isn't trying to tell you a real story. So kind of like if I was watching 2.5 Men, you know?
Okay.
It's like, all right, like there's a story there, but that's not the main part. That's not the point of this. It's more of entertainment than it is really to tell you a story.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, we get 2 minutes of story in every She-Hulk episode at the very end.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is really fucking obnoxious.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad show.
That's a long way. I'm like surprised by you. I'm so taken back. I wasn't even prepared to talk about prepared for that. Let's talk about She-Hulk though, since we brought it up. I have to say the opposite of what you're saying. I'm watching She-Hulk because I want her to be a superhero.
Yeah, I get that, and that was the reason I was watching it.
I get it, and I understand what you're saying about accepting it, right? So I want her to be a superhero, and she can make progression, right? She can grow and become a superhero. She can accept herself as Jen, spoilers, and accept herself as She-Hulk because that's who she is, right? Mm-hmm. I fucking get it, right? I understand. What I'm also having a lot of issues with though is the way that they're playing with the villains of the show. I fucking hate it. Okay, in this episode, the last episode, did you see the last episode? I think that they even made fun of their own like issues, right? Mm-hmm. Like when she talks about, oh, you probably don't even recognize this guy. Yeah, I didn't fucking recognize the guy because who the fuck was he? He was the leader of the fucking the bullshit gang that tried to attack her at one point, right? Yeah, there's too many things going on. There's Titania,
nothing going
on because there's no focus. There's no again,
I totally get it.
You can give me the relationships that she needs to build with people. You can give me her being a lawyer, which by the way, why the fuck isn't she the main lawyer? Right? Like, why isn't she? Because this is about her becoming like accepting herself as Jen, who's a lawyer, and She-Hulk, who's a lawyer, and then She-Hulk, who's a superhero, right? Like, there's all those things, right?
And the CGI is terrible.
It's so terrible. It's still so bad. I've accepted that. but we were talking about this in, like, for example, in the previous episode, not this one. I don't even know the episode's names, but like, why is the focus on the lawyer work? Why is it based around her friends and the people who work at the firm? Mm-hmm. Why is it
the real lawyers?
The real lawyers, but Jen is a real lawyer.
I get you.
She was hired to be that superhero lawyer.
Yeah, because we have not seen her defend anybody other than Emil.
Emil, exactly, and that was it. We got that one time.
I hadn't even thought of that.
And then she went to a fucking wedding, and now she's at some resort with fucking what's his name? Emil. But what's his superhero name? Abomination. He's with Abomination and villains, which by the way, I kind of like El Aguila. Like, I thought he was.
Of course you did.
Yeah. He was charming. He's Spanish. I liked El Aguila, right? I like those characters. But there's just too many
I get
too many things. And,
I get it.
And I'm happy you've accepted it.
Yeah.
But I'm not happy.
I'm just like, all right, you know what? This is what this show is. It's not trying to tell me the story.
There are some really charming things about it too, you know? And I personally never found her annoying, you know? It's just that, like, I don't like when there's no story. There's no central focus, you know? We went back to Titania and then Titania's now gone again, right?
Yeah.
We saw fucking Daredevil's helmet. What the fuck happened with that, right? We saw the gang that attacked her, and then homie showed up in this episode, and we're like, who is that exactly, right? It's too much jumping around. There needs to be a central focus of what is the villain, who is the villain,
and what the story is.
Yeah. There's no story, dude. Like, it's really upsetting.
That's what this show is.
It sucks.
And the problem that I found with Miss Marvel is that they told you there was a story in Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, they gave you an overarching story. Overarching, right?
Arcing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gave you that story arc that there was an end game going towards that.
Okay.
But all of that could have honestly been told in an hour.
Yeah, like one of the episodes.
Yeah. And they stretched it out for how many episodes? How many 45-minute episodes?
Yeah.
It's like you had no real story to tell.
Yeah.
Despite having all of this, what's it called? The source material.
Oh, okay.
Despite having the source material that tells you these stories, but you told us there was a story and failed to deliver.
Yeah.
She-Hulk doesn't.
Yeah.
It seems like it's just a comedy where you could put it on and watch it and not really think about it.
Yeah.
Which I've started to appreciate. And I just started appreciating that in this last episode where I'm like, I think if I go back and watch it, because there's a lot, like you said, there are a lot of charming moments in it.
Yeah.
And I've been watching it with okay, but what's the story? Like, move along, right? Tell me the story. Now I'm like, all right, it's just trying to make me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool.
Well, and I also had a conversation with Adolfo about this. Okay, why is it that everything in the MCU now in this phase has to be so funny? You know, like, why does it? Look, I'm not into comedies. I'm really not into comedies. Like, I get why people like them. You know, like, they want to laugh, they want to have fun. But I feel like everything now has just been like, okay, like Thor, like, ha ha ha, you know, like, go crazy. Even Shang-Chi, right? The good thing about Shang-Chi was that it was very well balanced. Yeah, you know, it wasn't over the top. You know, when it had to be serious, it was serious. We got some good story out of Shang-Chi. But, like, you look at Thor and it was just a lot of laughs, which is great. Cool. I like that from Thor, right? She-Hulk, Miss Marvel have been...
Well, She-Hulk was billed as a comedy. And they even told you, like, this is the point of this is to make it one of those half-hour sitcoms.
Yeah, and I get that. But again, even Miss Marvel, right? Like, to me, Miss Marvel could have, and I guess it was about a teenage girl, but there was a lot that had to do with her identity, you know, at that time too, right? And
Miss Marvel was just such a miss.
Yeah, it sucked. It really sucked. I'm so disappointed because you know how much I love that character. But She-Hulk, okay, I want to see superhero stuff, you know, like okay, you know, we're getting these female like characters, you know, like superhero characters, but why can't they just be like you know, like superheroes?
A large problem that I'm finding with this is the writing staff, because it seems that they're so focused on getting diversity into the writing room that they're not really looking at these people's experiences, which was such a big issue in Doctor Who. In Doctor Who, the writing staff was very diverse. None of them had any experience writing sci-fi. None of them had any experience watching Doctor Who.
Right. Yeah.
So there are women writers, there are men of color that are fans of the source material.
Yeah.
You can find them.
You can do it.
Put the work in.
Yeah.
It's becoming such an issue because Tatiana Maslany is great.
Yeah.
She is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I feel like
she's super cute.
Yeah, and she carries the show. Like,
she does.
Even when she's She-Hulk, like, her voice acting is fucking amazing, right?
Yeah.
Fucking CGI is terrible, but God.
It's the reality,
but she's great.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I do feel like I'm watching the show just because of how good she is.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Because she is. She's great.
Yeah.
And I think the whole cast is great. Like, I haven't had an issue with anybody that I'm just like, I could do without that.
Yeah, it's just a lot of like comedic moments though. Like, and I get, again, it's what the show was supposed to be about. even like the villains, you know, like they become, and mind you, I'm all about cheesy like costumes, like the costumes that look like they came straight out of. I love that shit. I love that shit. Like you can put that in real, like Captain America, like you know, he looked great. Iron Man, great, right? Like those characters are great. Even you know, Captain Marvel's design was great, right? I love
they did Scarlet
Witches, yeah. I mean, and that's not bad, right? Like it's translated for for movies and TV and stuff like that, right? It's great, right? And it could be cheesy. I love the cheese in the outfits, right? But when all the characters become like just too much cheesiness, like it's like everybody's a joke. Like what was his name? Bowman and fucking El Aguila were like joking around, and it's okay, guys. Like, ha ha ha. You know, can we move on? Can we just get something where she's fighting more fucking? And I just want to see more superhero stuff. You know, I really do.
I think this show actually might have worked better as an hour-long show.
Yeah.
I do think that.
Yeah. And then add, you know, build upon what you have. Don't just leave us wondering or forgetting, like we forgot, you know. So
yeah, but I did enjoy this show. I do have a lot of women friends that have gone through that exact situation with a man where they just can't get and then you see, you know, what happened, and it's like, oh, he was obviously like one of the bad guys.
But see, and that's another thing. Now we have another bad guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And mind you, I like that guy too. I was like, oh, okay, well, cliche. You know, like it felt like a cliche in that moment too.
Yeah.
Of course. I was hoping he got kidnapped. To be honest, like maybe they came and thought it was her while she was sleeping and they got her, you know, but they took the dude instead of her. So like that was gonna be the point is for her to find out that he's actually kidnapped, you know, or something. But no, we didn't get that.
Yeah. I mean,
we got a villain.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it at this point. and I understand why you're not. Like, I totally get it. Like, I've just accepted. I've accepted it for what it is.
Got you.
Getting back to my original point, Sony is now rebooting Karate Kid.
Okay, why?
Because. And not only are they rebooting the Karate Kid, they are rebooting it without the original creators that are currently working on Cobra Kai that did the original movies and Cobra Kai, but it's slated for a June 2024 release. They've also pushed back the releases of the Spider-Verse movies. Madam Web has been pushed back from October of 2023 to February of 2024, and Craven from January of 2023 to October of 2023. And we have an untitled movie, which is Sony Marvel movie, scheduled for July 2024.
July 2024.
Yeah, which is usually Spider-Man times.
Yeah,
in July, except for this last one that did come out in Christmas. Christmassy. Paramount Plus is in early discussions to cancel its Showtime streaming services and combining it with Paramount Plus.
Wait, what did you just say?
Their Paramount Plus is in early discussions to cancel its Showtime streaming service.
Showtime?
Yes.
Okay, so got it. So Paramount Plus, Showtime.
Yes.
Got it.
And they're combining it with Paramount Plus.
Okay.
The current... Oh, excuse me.
That's okay.
The current bundle is apparently only $15 a month.
Oh.
I think Showtime's 1,000 times better than
Paramount Plus. I think we had Showtime at one point, but I don't think we use it at this point. We even canceled HBO Max recently.
I get it.
Yeah, I didn't even get to see the end of Doom Patrol. It was gonna get canceled.
I started watching it. No, it's well, I mean, it's slated already for season 4.
Oh,
I don't know, and it hasn't been canceled officially.
Okay,
but yeah, I started watching. I started watching Doom Patrol again.
Cool.
Great show.
Yeah, really?
It's a great show.
It's a really good season so far. Fuck. Can you react to it? No, just joking.
This October.
Wait. Did you say dicks?
This.
Oh, okay.
This October.
This October. Dick's October.
Dick's October.
Got it.
Jodie Whittaker is finally leaving.
Yeah.
So excited.
Oh, they're gonna play the applause.
I was gonna, but I was like, I can't reach it fast enough.
Anyway. Yeah. Sorry, Jodie.
No, I'm not.
I am. I mean, I'm sad. Well,
look,
it could have been better. I don't think it was her fault solely.
Oh, she was a large problem because
well, she was the main character. Yeah.
Yeah, but look, we go back to episodes of Doctor Who that haven't been great. That have been helmed by a better doctor, by a better actor.
Yeah.
Like Peter Capaldi.
I know, you really like Peter Capaldi.
I love Peter Capaldi.
I get it.
He was fantastic, and
Yeah.
he was in some of the worst episodes of the show.
Yeah.
And he always brought it. Like, he was just great.
Cool.
But Whittaker, even episodes that seemed like they should have been interesting,
Yeah.
have been ruined by her.
I get it. You hate her.
Yeah, I do.
I get it.
I do. But The Power of the Doctor is said to be Whittaker's last episode.
The Power of the Doctor.
Yes.
Wow.
And it'll be I think Chris Chibnall's last episode that he wrote for Doctor Who before he became showrunner was called The Power of Four.
Oh.
Which is a terrible episode.
Okay.
You might remember
You really
it.
sold me on this one.
You might remember it. It's Chibnall wrote some of the worst episodes for Doctor Who
Okay.
previously, like before becoming showrunner.
Okay.
He did The Power of Four, which is it's a Matt Smith episode.
Okay.
With they find all these cubes around the world.
Okay.
They're just cubes.
Okay.
And at some point, these cubes start counting down and giving people heart attacks.
Oh shit. I don't remember that.
Terrible
That's
episode. It was a terrible episode.
Okay. What did the Power of Four have to do with it? Was it because there's four of them traveling together?
No,
the cube.
I'm like the cube doesn't even have four sides, bro.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Okay, because I thought that I'm like, okay, well, the cube, but then I thought you meant like, well, that didn't make sense because
no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
No sense. There's a villain in it that doesn't even like just disappears.
Oh.
Just disappears.
I thought it was like gonna be like the four of like it was a companion. I mean the companion, because it was like what it was River. What's her name? Amy Pond and what's his name? Rory. And then Matt Smith, Doctor. And then I just thought maybe like I guess River. I don't know if I can know at this point.
And he also wrote Dinosaurs on a Spaceship.
I think I remember that.
Terrible episode. He did one for David Tennant's era also with Martha Jones, where the sun was infecting them, and they were all getting fevers. Terrible episode. Terrible episode. All right, I say all that to say Chris Chibnall is a terrible writer.
But he's writing this final episode.
No, all right.
Going off with
let me correct that.
Okay.
Chibnall is a terrible Doctor Who writer.
Okay.
Because Broadchurch is not a bad show.
Who?
Broadchurch.
Broadchurch?
Yes.
I've never even heard of it.
Broadchurch is a British show. They recently did an American remake of the show. I don't remember what it's called. But both of them star David Tennant.
The Office. I'm just joking.
But David Tennant plays the version in the British version, and he plays that same character in the American version with an American accent. Which is just weird.
Okay.
But David Tennant's just fantastic.
Although I feel like I know what you're talking about, but
he has a giant neck beard, which is just.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
Oh, down boy. And Jodie Whittaker is also in Broadchurch.
Oh,
but it's a.
Is it the Black Mirror
it's
stuff?
A mystery.
Right?
No,
okay.
It's there's a little boy who dies, and everyone's trying to figure out what happened. Yeah, good show.
Okay.
Also, Arthur Darvill is in it, he's Rory Williams from Doctor Who.
He was in Legends of Tomorrow, right?
He was in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
He was Rip Hunter. Rip. That sounds right.
That guy.
It was Rip something.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But no real news here. I just wanted to reiterate that Jodie Whittaker is leaving.
Stop.
And she's taking Chris Chibnall with her.
Yes.
I know. We're all happy.
Yeah.
The Netflix series Wednesday gets a premiere date.
Okay.
Yeah, November 23rd.
Nice.
Yeah. It looks interesting.
Yeah.
I like Jenna Ortega.
Who?
Jenna Ortega.
Who is she?
She was in the last Scream movie. She was the sister that gets attacked at the beginning, and she's in the hospital the whole movie.
Oh shit! So she's gonna be Wednesday.
She's playing Wednesday. Yes.
She has that face.
Yeah, and she's adorable.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers Discovery seems to be the Ezra Miller of studios at the moment.
Oh God, yes.
Remember a couple of shows ago when I mentioned how talent agents were telling that their talent that to steer clear of working with Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
So Warner Brothers is now being accused of being unreasonably hostile towards their actors in contract negotiations.
Oh, crazy.
This has become news with Ted Lasso actors.
Oh.
That I thought they were owned by Apple TV because that's where it plays, but no, like all of the contracts go from Warner Brothers.
Okay.
and they have been accused. They have accused Warner Brothers of contractually bounding them not to appear in other projects, including Brett Goldstein, who appeared as Hercules in Love and Thunder.
Oh,
yeah.
So they're trying to force him to not be Hercules at this point? Oh.
And I don't know how that's going to work because I think there's only one more season of Ted Lasso.
Oh.
At the end of...
That's weird.
Yeah, because I also saw something about Jason Sudeikis, who plays Ted Lasso, getting the rights to the show.
Oh.
But I'm not sure if it's after this, like after the show's over, because I think there's only one more season. I think. Great show. It really is. You just 30-minute episodes. You could watch it and love it, and it's such a fantastic show.
Okay.
But multiple actors from the series have turned down big roles because WB refuses to let them do anything else.
Wow.
Yeah. Ted Lasso won this year's Emmy for Best Comedy Series, too.
That's awesome.
It's a great show. It really is.
You know what else is a great show that's back?
What's that?
Abbott Elementary.
Oh, my God.
I haven't seen it. I'm just joking around. Have you seen the second season?
Yeah,
Started seeing?
Because it's just background fodder.
Oh, okay. So you started watching it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it hasn't been as bad as season one.
Yeah.
So season one for me, I think rarely got a laugh from me.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people say it's the funniest show ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, because it rarely gets laughs from me.
I get you.
And this season's got a few chuckles.
Yeah.
So we're coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I started watching Modern Family again.
Yeah.
Because that show's 1,000 times better.
Is that show still going on? Like, okay. Like, it's over?
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, okay.
Also, great show.
Cool.
Great show, especially if you want to just have something on in the background. It's just a fantastic, funny show.
You know what I do? And I watch a lot of YouTube of like Dead by Daylight. I saw this thing that somebody, I think I sent this to Adolfo. It's like, I saw a Twitter post. And it was like, I just spent 8 hours of watching Dead by Daylight, and now I'm just gonna watch people play Dead by Daylight on YouTube. And I'm like, I don't play 8 hours of it. I might, but that's what I do. I get done with Dead by Daylight, and then more Dead by Daylight. I like Dead by Daylight a lot. I do like it a lot. Yeah, I do like it a lot. There's some things in the game, and there's a lot of drama around the game because it's just a lot of drama around the game. Like, it's a lot of YouTube drama or Twitch drama, right? But it's a fun game. It has really great ideas, but I feel like they're fucking it up. You know, like the more like time goes on, the more the developers are like assholes. Like, I feel like they do this thing where like, well, you know, you guys made it a mission to figure something out that was gonna make this bad, and it's like
the game.
Yeah, it's gonna break the game. Yeah, it's like gonna make, let's just say, be overwhelming for killers, for example, right? Yeah. And it's like, dude, no, what you should say is that you didn't consider the fact that what you added to the game was the issue. Like, take the responsibility. That's one of the biggest pet peeves that I have is like when people, or for example, these developers, they blame the audience, or they blame. It's like when Steve Jobs, like they released the iPhone 6 and he said, "Oh, you guys are holding it wrong. Like, you're holding your phone wrong, and that's why you don't get service on it." When in reality, the design was poor. You know, I hate that. It's like, no, like, this is how people do things. You know, of course, people are gonna discover things, right? And that's what's been happening with Dead by Daylight lately.
They discover things.
Well, are you making fun of me because
I was just asking?
So players find ways of making the game like super complicated, right? Super complicated is what I meant by that. So stop.
No, I didn't say anything. Just discover seemed like the perfect word to use. Well, HBO Max has also dropped 2 more projects by J.J. Abrams. They've now officially have passed on Constantine and Madam Xanadu TV shows they were gonna make.
Damn.
Yeah, which makes a total of 5 projects that have been canceled from J.J. Abrams.
Damn.
Back in July, it was shown that they canceled the series Demimonde, which was an original too, and we haven't really seen an original by J.J. Abrams for a while. I think he did Alias, he did Lost. But most of the stuff he's been doing has been like reboots or working on previous already existing IP.
Yeah.
They also ditched, of course, Batman: The Caped Crusader.
Yeah.
And Apple TV canceled another original project. My Glory Was I Had Such Friends, which does not seem like a great name.
It's a tongue twister on top of that.
Yeah. Instead of the Constantine series, though, we are set to see a sequel starring Keanu Reeves.
Oh.
That's it.
And I actually really like that Constantine, by the way.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
Constantine.
Constantine?
Constantine.
Do they call him Constantine?
I don't think so, but it's supposed to be Constantine.
Okay.
And I can't get my brain to flip it.
To say Constantine?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds weird.
Yeah, but it's technically the right pronunciation.
Don't get crazy with me.
Well, the original director, Francis Lawrence, is set to return alongside Reeves.
Mm. It's a Latin name? Oh. Oh. He got you.
He's British.
Was Constantine in the Keanu Reeves movie? He wasn't British, though.
No.
I'm like, because I don't remember there even being an attempt at a
No, because wasn't he created by Alan Moore? I don't know.
Oh, look. The pronunciation. Oh, wait. It's Constantine is what the pronunciation is.
All right, cool. Constantine it is.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Says Google.
So Constantine, while they have canceled so many of Abrams' series, Abrams is making a new movie with one of his original creations. It's going to Paramount Plus, which is a new Cloverfield movie.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Well, Paramount Pictures, not Paramount Plus.
I like Cloverfield stuff.
I like Cloverfield. I never watched Cloverfield Lane.
I thought it was pretty good.
I never watched it.
But I felt like the only thing that really tied it. Spoilers.
You're fine. It's a 10-year-old movie at this point?
Well, okay. So I like the story of like it was John Goodman and Ramona Flowers. I can't remember her.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Her, yeah. And I like the story of them being like in a bunker. Yeah, like it was a crazy story. The only thing that tied it to the Cloverfield world was like the end, and it was just kind of like, well, like it was just like, okay, it's just that situation was happening at the same time while like this Cloverfield situation was happening. There's also another one called Clover
because I know
something
there's one more.
Paradox.
Yes.
Is it?
I don't know what it's called. I'm guessing a Cloverfield Paradox.
No, it was something else. Paradox.
Okay.
No, it was the Cloverfield Paradox. Yeah. I didn't think that's what it was, but that's
too obvious. Too easy.
That's too obvious. Okay, so it definitely was that. That was a really good movie too. But again, I just felt like each story was kind of left like on a cliffhanger. It's like different stories that are taking place at the same time as this like alien attack. A lab attack. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Words are hard.
But I look forward to another one.
Yeah, so we're getting another one.
Cool.
And J.J. Abrams is going to be at the helm.
That's cool.
And I like J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Snyder fans are upset.
Okay.
Recently, a new trailer for Black Adam that was shared by The Rock. People are really upset about it.
Okay.
It seems that in the trailer, it showed footage from Joss Whedon's Justice League instead of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Okay.
So people are mad because then it kind of solidifies that Joss Whedon's Justice League is canon instead of Snyder's Crapfest.
Okay.
After so much backlash too, they just re-edited the trailer, removing any signs of Justice League, any scenes from Justice League.
Wow.
It seems that early tracking suggests that Black Adam won't even come close to any of the Marvel movies. It's expected to open anywhere from 55 million to 70 million domestic.
Yeah.
And with comparison, we have Doctor Strange that opened to 187 million.
Wow.
And Thor that opened to 144 million.
Yeah.
Massive difference.
Yeah. I feel like I want to see it, but not like, I don't feel like I'm going to go stand in line or like watch it probably on the opening weekend or anything like that. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I totally understand.
Yeah, honestly, I just want to see it for the characters, like not specifically Black Adam because I'm not a fan, but the other characters, Dr. Fate, Cyclone, was that her name? Cyclone?
Sure.
The other characters.
Well, here's a movie that I'm sure you're going to be spending your time in line for.
Is it going to be Flash? Oh no.
Oh,
because I won't.
But just what we all wanted, The Living Vampire is getting a second movie.
Oh, Morbius. Yeah. I was like, wait, the Living Vampire? What's that?
Jared Leto is set to be returning.
Fuck no. Well, I mean,
the movie made a good profit because
No,
it had a
that's
$75
fine.
million budget and it
Yeah.
made $163 million in the box office.
Well, but okay.
That was a shit movie.
Yeah, it was a shit movie. It was really bad. But I mean, it makes sense that Sony would want to continue with it, considering the trash that they're putting out anyway.
And it's also, it looks like we're at a point where it's less about making a good movie, but just keeping the IP.
Yeah,
Because like if you don't do anything with it, it reverts back to Marvel,
Yeah.
and they just don't want that.
they don't want to give Spider-Man back at all.
Yeah,
That sucks.
and Blade is scheduled to start filming this fall,
Okay.
but has just lost his director.
Oh shit.
So Bassam Tariq has left the project, as confirmed in a statement by Marvel Studios.
Whoa.
Due to continued shifts in our production schedule, Bassam is no longer moving forward as director of Blade, but will remain an executive producer on the film. So there might be a delay now in the filming schedule.
Crazy.
So we might just have to wait longer for Blade.
Yeah, he's still showing up as like in credits for it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, under his.
Yeah, he's still
Oh,
going to
the
be
executive.
an executive
That's right.
producer.
Yeah. I've never heard of any of these movies though that he's made in the past.
Actually, I didn't even look into him.
It's like Mowgli.
Mowgli?
No, it's like Mowgli. That's
Oh.
the name of it. Ghosts of Sugarland, The Birds Walk, 11, 8, 16. Like I don't personally know those movies at all.
Never heard of him.
I wonder if this is just a bad list.
Possibly.
No, that's the only thing that he has. I don't know.
There are rumors circling around right now about the casting of Doctor Doom.
Okay.
Cosmic Book News now cite many different sources as reporting that the role of the Fantastic Four villain is going to go to Ryan Gosling. No?
Interesting.
Nothing?
That's weird.
I think I've seen Gosling in like two things.
Yeah. Is he a Doctor Doom? Like, does he give off Doctor Doom to you?
Not even a little.
That's kind of weird.
Like I don't feel like he has the presence for it. But
Yeah.
I mean, all right, cool.
But that's random, though. It just feels random.
Yeah.
It feels random. I mean, I can't even think about anybody else who would play Doctor Doom, but it's just like
Giancarlo Esposito.
you have said that before, yeah. And yes. Yeah.
Because he is a fantastic villain.
Yeah.
That can be a villain without being physically imposing.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling. I don't know. He's
and
too pretty,
can be
isn't he?
Well, yeah, but he's also going to be, behind the mask. At least I hope he keeps a fucking mask on.
They should just make him Venom then. What's his name? What's that guy's name that plays
Eddie Brock.
Venom? Who plays Venom?
Ed Hardy?
Ed Hardy. Yeah.
Not Ed Hardy.
That's a
Tom
wrestler.
Hardy.
Tom Hardy. They should just make Tom Hardy then.
Yeah.
Not that would be any better. He's behind the mask.
They do speculate that it's going to be because he's going to be behind the mask because he thinks he's disfigured, but it's going to be like he has a scar or something.
He's gonna come out pretty.
Yeah. Fuck off, all right? Like, I hope that's not the case. I mean, Marvel hasn't been great lately.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all right.
Okay.
We'll see.
That's weird.
Marvel has addressed concerns over the addition of Sabra to Captain America 4. People are worried that the character would be pro-Israel propaganda when the country has a long and violent history with the Palestine. In the comics, Sabra is a mutant Israeli police officer turned Mossad agent, while the name also has different connotations for Israelites and the Palestinians. I tried to see like what the connotations were, and I honestly couldn't really find exactly what it was. So I don't want to like step into that territory without really understanding it.
Yeah.
But Marvel responded, while our characters and stories are inspired by the comics, they are always freshly imagined for the screen and today's audience. And the filmmakers are taking a new approach with the character Sabra, who was first introduced into the comic over 40 years ago.
Yeah. Different time for sure.
Yeah. We've been very excited about the Armor Wars series, right?
Yes.
Headed by Don Cheadle.
Yes.
Well, now this series is now going to be developed as a feature film.
Yeah, and I'm personally excited about it becoming a film.
I agree.
Because I feel like there's a reason. I feel like there's a reason they're transitioning it from being a TV series to a movie, and I feel like that could resonate better than a TV show.
Yeah, well, they're saying that sources sources say that the studio is determined in telling the story the right way, and in the process realized that the feature film was a better way to do it.
That's great.
So now it will have a theatrical release, so it won't be a Disney Plus thing.
That's cool.
Yasir Lester was the acting head writer and will be taking over the script for the movie.
Very cool. I'm excited for that.
And in good news, in better news, Deadpool 3 has finally revealed that Hugh Jackman is returning as Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know, like, they mentioned, they're like, well, what about Logan? Because he dies in Logan. He's like, that's in the future. Then, yeah, that makes sense. Logan is set in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Logan is set in 2029, I think.
Yeah, I think they said something like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited. Of course, Hugh Jackman, he's been playing Wolverine for, the last 22, 23 years?
Yeah. At
this point?
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine anyone in the role, but I also think that's also going to be a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Because now you're just giving... You're extending it as opposed to just recasting it already.
Because it was already, to me... him being Wolverine, Logan, right?
Yeah.
Great. It's all in the past, right? But it's not anymore. And that's exactly what you're saying, right? Like, it's like we could already see possible, there's already ideas, right?
It's Taron Egerton.
What?
I hope it's Taron Egerton.
I don't know who that is.
We went through this because he met for the role already. Kingsman.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So this is the thing, right? Like, we've let go a little bit, of Logan, of Wolverine, that series, the X-Men.
Yeah.
What was, right? We've moved forward. And we have that way forward, but when you're kind of, like you said, you're throwing it back now to him being Wolverine again, it's just like, let it go. I just feel like, I don't know. He's a great actor. He was a great Wolverine. It's just, it's old now. Yeah. I'm not saying he's old. I'm saying him playing Wolverine is old now.
I'm still on in.
Yeah.
Professor Jaime.
Hello.
Please tell us.
Who's that Pokemon?
And I will.
Oh, thank you.
But
oh boy,
I'm gonna start my little Poke rant right now because I love Pokemon dearly.
I've heard.
Right. I've been playing Pokemon since Generation 1. Anyway, the reason I'm starting this way is because we got an announcement for a new Pokemon in the new Pokemon games. Actually, I didn't talk about one previously, so I might mention that one. But the one, this is where I'm starting to get a little bothered with Pokemon.
I hope that they just gave up and just gave you a dog.
No. So there's a Pokemon named Diglett. I don't know if you've heard of Diglett. Okay.
He's a penis.
He's a knob, but okay.
That makes it better.
It still counts. So there's Diglett, and then when we got Pokemon Sun and Moon, we also got a Alolan Diglett and a Alolan Dugtrio, right? And it wasn't much of a change. They were like darker colored.
That's a sex move.
So now the Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, we're gonna be getting one called Wiglet. Yeah, it's a penis.
Yeah, it is very phallic.
Okay, but what I'm upset about in regards to this is that there's no creativity anymore, like with the Pokemon. And I get it, like a lot of it was inspired by like real life animals, things like that. But okay, so this is the crazy part. Wiglet, this is what it says on the website.
Okay.
It said that Wiglet's resemblance to Diglett might be a mere coincidence, a result of its adaptation to its environment, right?
So like evolution.
But
not the Pokemon, not in the
not
Pokemon
evolution,
sense,
right?
In a scientific sense.
Yeah, like it just grew. It just kind of maybe came to a similar look just based on environmental.
Kind of like squirrels, where certain squirrels are different in their environment.
Yes.
When they can't interbreed with each other.
And that's a good point because there's also the Pikachu clones that we get every generation. So we get Pikachu, we got Pichu, which even Marrow is considered a Pikachu clone by some people, excuse me, is what I was trying to say. I was going to say Pokemon. And then every generation we get like a new Pikachu clone. But it's like one that can fly, one that has steel moves, it's like Minun and Plusle. Like they're all like different, right? And they're not Pikachu. They're not related to Pikachu, but they could be like Pikachu type of thing,
Like the way that I've gathered because of you is that is the explaining that evolution, that environmental evolution is kind of like what we get with like a Leyland.
Oh, that was cute. You tried.
Yeah.
A Lowland.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Like that explains their evolution. Like you give their region and like what kind of Pokemon they are.
Yes.
So now it's just, well, this one looks like it.
It looks like it. Yeah, and that's kind of what's bothering me. Mm-hmm. It's like it does look like Diglett. It's called Wiglet. And they're just like this one's a water type. It's a water type. I'm like, guys, like, what the? At least make it like, okay, it could be inspired by. I think it's called like a garden eel or something like that. Yeah. Because the garden eel Pokemon, it's inspired by a garden eel. So don't make it look like a Diglett. Yeah. Like it's a different Pokemon. Now that said, they did come out with Graphite a few months ago. At this point, they showed us. Did I show you this one? I don't think so. Right. No. And I think that's a pretty cool design.
That Stitch.
It's a poison normal type. I don't understand.
That was my guess.
Yeah. Anyway, Graphite was designed really well.
Poison normal type.
Poison normal type. Yes, designed really well. I personally think it's really cute. That one says Graphite. Graphite is also a weird name. Anyway, but I'm just being picky at this point because.
Yeah. You're just mad.
I'm mad. You know, honestly, I'm really mad. Like we made so much progress. I felt like when we got to Pokemon X and Y, which were the 3DS like 3D versions of Pokemon, and then we just like Scarlet, Violet, Sword and Shield. Just they're not appealing to me, and I hate that because I love Pokemon. I love Pokemon. You have no idea. You do have an idea. But it says Graphite. It says Graphite is a moody Pokemon with a fastidious disposition. Sorry. It doesn't form packs, preferring to roam alone. It's constantly caught up in territorial struggles with other Pokemon, which I think that one's really cute. Wiglet's lazy. Mm-hmm. I can only imagine that the Doug trio is going to be Wig trio or something like that. You know, if it's going to evolve similarly, you know. But
this is going to evolve pair of nuts.
Oh my god. At the bottom. And it's going to have faces on them. It's going to be a real penis at that point.
Wiglet, use water gun.
Oh my god. It shoots a creamy substance.
It's Pikachu!
Oh my god. But that was my little rant, my little disappointment so far. I haven't. The only thing I've been telling one of my coworkers in chat, like the only thing that can save this game for me, I'm still gonna play it.
Of course,
yeah. Like it's already pre-ordered. You know, we got one for him. Double packs too. We got the double packs. He got a double pack. I got a double pack. Anyway, the only thing that can save is a new Eevee. I want a new Eevee. Like, give me a new Eevee. Give me 2 new Eevees even, and that would save the entire game. Evolutions is what I mean, in case you didn't know what I meant. Okay,
obviously.
But we shall see. But now, in honor of last week's tackle episode about ghosts, I chose a ghost Pokemon.
Nice.
Damn it! Spoilers. You're supposed to guess the type.
It's a ghost.
All right, and this week's gonna be Shuppet. Shuppet.
You shove it.
Bannet. Its evolution. And it's Mega Evolution, Mega Bannet. Ooh. Yes, so let's get into it. But not like that, that's weird. Shuppet, the puppet Pokemon, which is National Pokedex 353. And it's what type?
Ghost.
Good job. Obviously. Yes. About Shuppet in Pokemon Ruby, it says Shuppet is attracted by its... I can't speak all of a sudden. Excuse me. Shuppet is attracted by feelings of jealousy and vindictiveness. If someone develops strong feelings of vengeance, this Pokemon will appear in a swarm and line up beneath the eaves of the person's home. In Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, it feeds on the dark emotions of sadness and hatred, which make it grow steadily stronger. In a Pokemon Ultra Moon, there's a proverb that says, "Shun the house where Shuppet gather in the growing dusk." It's a really creepy little Shuppet. It's very dark. And then in Ultra Sun, it eats up emotions like malice. It eats up emotions like malice, jealousy, and resentment. So some people are grateful for its presence. Then they made it cute. Right. It does evolve into Bannet, which is the next Pokemon at level 37. Bandit, the marionette Pokemon. It's national Pokedex number 354, and it's also what type?
Ghost.
You're wrong. No, I'm just-
It's Pikachu!
All right. In Pokemon Ruby, Bandit generates energy for laying strong. Oh, excuse me. Bandit generates energy for laying strong curses by sticking pins into its own body. This Pokemon was originally a pitiful plush doll that was thrown away. That's what it looks like. Just in case you forgot.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the design. I wish they would have added pins though, like they said. Which maybe that's a pin, the tail thing.
Sure.
Wow. In Pokemon Emerald, an abandoned plush doll became this Pokemon. They are said to live in garbage dumps and wander about in search of the children that threw them away.
That's creepy.
That is creepy. This is why, like, I hated dolls as a child. Like, there was always some haunted doll movie that I would watch. Oh.
My mom had a porcelain doll.
Oh god.
And I had a friend that moved in with us when after high school.
Okay.
He was terrified of dolls.
Oh my god.
So of course I did the right thing and I would put that doll in his way every chance I got. One time I put it next to the bed. So when he woke up, it was the first thing he saw.
Oh my god. Poor kid. He's
Great
traumatized for life. You're a bully, Jose. Wow.
But it was funny.
Oh my. To you. I was that
everything
child.
I do is for my own entertainment.
Wow, jerk, Leo. In Pokemon in Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, a cursed energy permeated the stuffing of a discarded and forgotten plush doll, giving it new life as Bandit. The Pokemon's energy escapes if it were to ever open its mouth. Oh, it has a zipper, so that's why it doesn't open its mouth, because it's cursed. Now its Mega Evolution though. It doesn't open its mouth. I thought it did, but it doesn't. It opens its hands and its feet. But it says in Ultra Sun, extraordinary energy amplifies its cursing power to such an extent that it can't help but curse its own trainer. And then lastly, in Ultra Moon, Mega Evolution increases its vindictiveness, and the cursing power that was held back by its zipper comes spilling out. Ooh. And that was, like I said, Shuppet, Bandit, and Mega Bandits for you. Yeah, I learned a lot about this Pokemon. It's really cool. I like the design of it. I wish they're still Mega Evolutions, but they're not anymore.
What are Mega Evolutions? Just a fourth evolution?
It's like not really a fourth. It depends, because some are like maybe just one or two evolutions, so it'd be a third. Yeah. But they would evolve with a special stone. Mm-hmm. But it was kind of like it was one of those ideas that was kind of thrown away after generation, what was it, 6? Like they stopped doing Mega Evolutions, so they did it for a bunch of Pokemon, and then it just doesn't happen. Their explanation is that we're like in a different timeline. Yeah, so we get shit now. Yeah,
that's usually how it works.
Yeah, but that's it. I mean, those are the Pokemon. It's a cute Pokemon based on what we talked about last week.
It's Pikachu!
Yes, they all are. It's Wiglet.
Yes. Well, that's our show for today. Thank you to everyone still listening. Thank you to Adolfo for making us sound bearable.
As always.
Yeah, join us for the next episode where we talk about things that we remember that never seem to happen. That's right. We got the Mandela effect.
Is there?
You got anything else to add?
No, I'm good.
All right. Have a week.
Bye.